115-102, but the win came at a cost. Victor Wembanyama left the game in the first half with a left rib contusion. Wembanyama's status for the final week of the regular season is unknown as of right now. Now, the Spurs have played 16 games without Wembanyama this season. They have fared pretty well, going 11-5. However, the Spurs are stronger defensively, obviously, when Wemby plays, with an increase in both opponent points per game and opponent field goal percentage when he does not play. Could the Spurs withstand Wemby missing some time as the regular season kind of winds down here, Stephen A?
I have to watch my mouth. I have to make sure that I agree with Eminem.
Who said that?
Because during the break, my daughter felt I was too disagreeable.
Come on, baby girl.
And she's,
thank you, boo.
And she's like, she said, you don't just do that. You show her love. This is what I have to deal with.
Yes,
this is what I have to. Ladies, all my life I got to deal with this. Of all the sisters, you would think that were done, and 9 nieces, you would think that's enough. Anyway, the point is, when I think about Wemby, I'm not really worried. Now if he was going to be out for the playoffs, I'm concerned. Because obviously, even though I like the Spurs, and I just love Stephon Castle. I just love, that brother's a rough rider. I believe in that brother. That brother is just ascending every time I watch him. Wemby, here's what concerns me about this. It didn't look like much of a play that had him injured like that, right? But then we have to remember, we're so caught up in his greatness, we forget how slim he really, really is. And so when you see something like that happens, it reminds you of the vulnerability. Like, where's the beef? You see, okay, that's the one thing lacking. Ain't nothing else lacking. But the one thing lacking on him is that beef, that meat right there. You understand? This is not Shaquille O'Neal where, you about to run to a bench for a loose ball and the entire bench clears because you're coming. Wemby there ready to catch you. There's a difference.
Yeah. So I hear you on that, I say, and I didn't even think about that last night, so I think that's a great call out. Here's what got me thinking, though. As much as I think the Spurs are rewriting how basketball can be played around Victor Wembanyama, as we talk about them being a favorite, we still go back to their inexperience in totality. You know who's lurking in that play-in position that could draw them?
Lurking? Ooh.
Yeah, the Clippers.
Okay.
Right? So I understand. The Clippers are in the play-in. We talk about a 2-seed. But we're talking about a 2-seed perhaps without Wembanyama. And the one area that you do give an advantage to the Clippers, even your boy Kawhi Leonard, who has been available this year.
I've been nice to him.
You have been very kind, and rightfully so.
Because he deserves it.
Right. He put up MVP sort of numbers, right?
Yes, he has.
Now, granted, they're coming off of a loss, but I think they've won 5 out of their last 8. And through the course of the season, they've had these runs. That experience, that group, including Darius Garland, like the size of that group, Ty Lue as a head coach versus Mitch Johnson in his first rodeo as a head coach as far as the postseason is concerned, that is something that has caught my attention if this is going to be an extended absence for Victor Wembanyama.
Well, I would say this to you. I believe without Wembanyama, the Clippers beat the San Antonio Spurs. Let me be very, very clear. They don't have any deficiency in coaching when it comes to Ty Lue and Jeff Van Gundy. Now, I know they got their explanations about what happened to CP3. I'm always point the finger at Lawrence Frank and how he handled CP3's departure. He's been around too long. Lawrence Frank knows better than to handle stuff like that. Having said that, they do look good. They have looked better. And Kawhi Leonard has looked all world. Now, I'm going to fall off the wagon. If that brother get hurt again, he ain't available for the playoffs. Because I have never once questioned his ability. I know he's great. What I've always said is his availability. Damn, this brother can give a masterclass on how to get time off. He better show up. But as long as he's available in the playoffs, oh, damn, we can't dismiss the Clippers.
Something also to think about, Victor Wembanyama does have to play one more game, at least 20 minutes, in order to be eligible for postseason awards.
For a squad, but more importantly, on all of their parents and aunts, uncles, and grandparents. I say it repeatedly. Other than Michael Jordan, the Fab Five had more of a culture impact on our sport than anyone in recent memory. For example, I played AU basketball in Bloomington, Indiana, under the program called Bloomington Red for obvious reasons. And because of the Fab Five, we modeled our uniforms after the Fab Five, and we changed it to Bloomington Blue for 1 year because those guys had such an impact on us.
Coach, listen, the Fab Five, I was so happy to see all of them there, the whole crew. And I think they meant so much to the game. It was just beautiful seeing them there, being them on TV together the whole bit. It was really, really special to see. Having said that, you guys are the national champions now, and you've delivered the first national championship to Michigan since 1989. I guess the question would be, Coach, when you look towards the future with NIL, with the transfer portal, what we just spoke about a bit earlier and what have you, how do you view Michigan in terms of what you're going to do moving forward? Because now that you've won the national championship, got to live up to it. You know how everybody is. Enjoy it this morning, Coach. But now tomorrow, it's about what you going to do about next year? What you going to do about the year after? The level of consistency, that's what everybody's going to be looking for. How excited are you about the possibility that Michigan's going to be able to pull that off, to be as consistent as people want you to be when it comes to the success for your program?
Well, when you're at a place like the University of Michigan, we should be at the forefront of whatever direction college athletics move in, just because of the resources, our alumni base, our academic pedigree. But we've definitely set a new standard for our program. And fortunately, our staff and players, they're ready to attack it now. There's no let's take some time off and regroup. It's what do we need to do? How do we prepare to make a run at it next year as the Final Four is in our home state of Detroit? And as you talk about the Fab Five and how much they mean to that city and how involved they are still, it'd be a heck of an honor to go back and do it and try to do it back to back in that city.
I don't even want to think about what Detroit's going to be like next year if Michigan is playing for the national championship right in this city. Lord have mercy. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Dusty May, I love that you have that circled. I don't know that everyone knows that the Final Four is in Detroit next year. He's like, I know. We're ready. They know now. I'm sure maybe we used that on the calls this morning for the portal. All right, Coach May, congratulations.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you for